Hi and welcome. I'm Naomi and thank you for joining me today for your yoga class. Today we're going to be working on a beginner's Vinyasa yoga. So we're going to be beginning to break down the fundamental movements and fundamental poses in our Vinyasa classes. Sometimes if we just attend a normal Vinyasa class, it can feel a little out of our depth if we've not broken it down or if we've not attended perhaps a slightly slower Vinyasa class first. Vinyasa just means to move with the breath. It's a style of yoga where it might also be called flow yoga. It's where we link one pose to another and we move through a sequence of poses. And that's why it can be a little bit harder sometimes, because we're moving a little bit faster and you don't necessarily know where you're going on the mat if you've not done it before. So today we're just going to gently break down a few of the basic movements within our Vinyasa class so that hopefully you then feel confident to go and try some other Vinyasa classes, perhaps even some of the flow classes that are on my channel. So we're going to start in our child's pose today. So just take those knees nice and wide, almost all the way out to mat width today, and then take those big toes together, tops of the feet on the mat, and we're going to spread the hands out in front of us, lengthen the arms away and release the forehead down to the mat. Breathe in and out throughout the nose if you can. So that's how we try to breathe in our yoga classes, in and out through the nose. Just breathing into your body, and as you exhale, begin to find softness. Begin to find relaxation. We can find this softness, find this relaxation before we've even started moving. We can use our breath to help us. Softening through the breath, closing the eyes, and pausing here. Allowing all of the body just to relax. Allowing everything. The thoughts of the day ahead or the day gone by, let them go. The physical tension within the muscles, just let it release. We don't need it here, just let it go. When you're ready, creep all the way up to all fours. So we're going to take our hands directly underneath our shoulders, our knees directly underneath our hips. And spread the hands as wide as you can, tops of the feet to the mat. Inhale, dip the belly, open the chest, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round through the spine, gaze between the knees. We're going to repeat that movement a couple of times. Inhale, dip the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round through the spine, dome out into the shoulder blades, arch the back. Inhale, dip the belly, open the chest, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round through the spine. So we're getting used to moving with our breath. Inhale, dip the belly, open the chest, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round through the spine. And on your next inhalation, just come back to neutral. I'm going to wiggle those hands a little bit further forward. We're going to tuck the toes and push the hips up and back. And we're coming into our downward facing dog, but keeping the knees bent. So the feet are hip width apart. The hands are just wider than shoulder width. And we're keeping those knees nice and bent. So we find a long spine. We stretch out through the upper back, through the lower back. But the hamstrings are still feeling soft. Then when you're ready, begin to lengthen one leg alternately. Walk out your downward facing dog. Breathing as you move. Just releasing into the backs of the legs. Lightly draw in the abdominal muscles just to support the spine. And move through the backs of the legs, warming up the back of your body. Gaze between your hands and tiptoe the feet all the way to the front of the mat. This is one of the movements that we sometimes use in a Vinyasa class, where we just come from the back of the mat to the front of the mat, from our downward facing dog into our forward fold. And option number one would be to tiptoe all the way forward. There are other options to get here, but one of those options is our tiptoe to the front of the mat. Take the feet together. And if you can't reach the ground, perhaps take the hands to the shins. Or if you want a slightly deeper, more restorative forward fold, Then you can take a hold of opposite elbows and allow the body to fall over the legs. Bend the knees, sweep the hands all the way to the sky, gaze to the thumbs. And exhale, forward fold. So in our forward fold, the feet are connected firmly to the earth. We're drawing up through the insides of the feet. The toes are spread and relaxed. And you can have a bend in the knees if you wish. And we're going to flow here. Inhale, halfway lift. So squeeze the abdominal muscles in. Lift to 90 degrees with the hips. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, forward fold. 3 more times. Inhale, rise, squeeze back muscles. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And this time, as you bend the knees, sweep the hands wide to the sky, lift all the way to the ceiling. Push the hips forward, keep the head neutral, so we're coming into a light back bend. And exhale, sweep the arms out wide, forward fold, again down towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins or fingertips to the mat. Bend the knees, plant the hands and step back to plank position. So we're coming through our sun salutation here. That's one of our basic movements in our Vinyasa class. Bend the knees, drop the knees to the mat. And now for the tricky part. We're going to lower the chest to the earth as we bend the elbows, graze the elbows along the ribs, so the bum stays high, the chest and the chin lower. Then from here, untuck the toes, snake forward with the chest, squeeze the back muscles, squeeze the glutes. Come into your cobra pose. The elbows are nice and soft. We're not dumping into the lower back. We're using our muscles to come into our back bend. Exhale, tuck the toes, push up and back, downward facing dog. And breathe here. So that little flow from standing to forward fold, halfway lift, plank, lower, cobra and downward facing dog is quite common in a Vinyasa class. When you're ready, we're going to lift the right leg to the sky. We're going to continue with that flow. Draw the knee all the way to the chest and step the foot to between the hands. If your foot doesn't reach, you can just grab a hold of the ankle and bring the foot further forward. Step the left foot to meet the right. Halfway lift, fingertips to mat or hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way to the sky, gaze to the thumbs. Take that baby back bend, squeeze the back muscles, don't just throw your head back. We're opening the spine, not the neck. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, place the hands to the mat, nice and strong through the shoulders. Step back, plank position. In your plank position, stay strong through the body, the abdominal muscles engaged. Now for that lower, exhale, drop the knees, the chest and the chin. Inhale, untuck the toes, snake it forward, cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes again, push the hips up and back, downward facing dog. This time continuing the flow, lift left leg to the sky, bring the knee to the chest as you step the left foot forward. Open the chest towards the front of the mat, so just finding a slightly deeper stretch through the right hand side. Then step in, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the hands to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank position. From your plank position, lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, untuck the toes, tops of feet to the mat, cobra pose. Exhale, tuck the toes, push the hips up and back, downward facing dog. And then sometimes here, this is where in a Vinyasa class we start to add more poses. So we perhaps add our warrior 1, warrior 2, something like that. We step through to our lunge. So take the feet together, lift the right leg to the sky, and we're going to step the right foot all the way through to the front of the mat. We're inhaling, lifting hands up. Find your high lunge. So we're nice and strong through the lower leg. The arms are lifting. We're firming through that front foot. That knee is over ankle and we're reaching high. We're going to exhale, turn the back toes out, pivot on that back foot. So the back toes come to almost 90 degrees. Arms to shoulder height, hips over shoulders, front knee bent. Find your warrior two. Exhale, take front forearm to thigh, reach forward. And then reverse as you inhale and come into the side bend on the other side. Come forward and then come back. And then when you're ready, windmill both hands either side of front foot. Step back to downward facing dog. Push the hips up and back. And we're going to come to the other side. Lift the left leg up. Draw the left foot all the way through. Place the left foot to the earth. Firm the foot in. Reach the hands high. Squeeze the abdominal muscles. Squeeze the inner thighs. And find your high lunge. Really nice. Lifting up. Reaching the hands high. Lengthening through the sides of the ribs. Exhale, rotate the back toes out and find your warrior two on the other side. Gaze over the left hand towards the front of your mat to make sure the outside of that back foot is down to the ground. Exhale, front forearm to thigh, extended side angle pose. Inhale, reach up and back, reverse warrior. The hips stay where they are. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, come back. And this time as you windmill your hands, take them either side of the front foot and step back, downward facing dog. From here, tiptoe the feet all the way to the front of the mat. And then bend into the knees, sink the hips. Find your chair pose, so squeeze the thighs in. Sometimes we come through a sun salutation using chair pose to begin with. So I've just put this in here now so you know where your chair pose is. Exhale, forward fold. And then when you're ready, bend your knees and come down to laying on your back. Draw the knees into the chest and begin to just allow the body to soften. When you're ready, extend the left leg away from you. Draw the right knee to the chest, holding just below the knee on the shin. As you exhale, soften the body. Release onto the mat. Then swap sides when you feel ready and draw the left knee into the chest. And then switch over. Just release both legs to the mat. We're going to come down for our relaxation. So take the feet so they're hip width apart or wider. Allow the toes to fall out to the side. And then take the arms alongside the body, palms facing up. And exhale, soften the shoulders. Soften the collarbones and the jaw. And settle. Relax onto your mat. And just allow every muscle to let go. If this was your first Vinyasa class, you might have found it a little tricky. Let the mental thoughts, let them go. Don't worry. Just embrace how it was. You might find your body is a little tired. You might find it is beautifully relaxed. You might find it's energized. Not worrying, just accepting how the body is and surrendering to our Savasana pose, our relaxation. Continuing to breathe through the nose if you can, softening into your body, finding space between the fibers of every muscle. And softening in. And when you're ready, begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Maybe circle the ankles, circle the wrists. Move into the extremities of your body. And then point the toes. Take the inner thighs together. Reach the arms up and over beyond the head. Take a full body stretch. Reach and lengthen. And then when you're ready, exhale, roll onto your right hand side. Just rest the right arm under the head to support the head. Spend a moment here allowing the blood flow and everything to settle back to its normal rhythm. And then when you feel ready, keep your eyes closed but work your way up to cross-legged. Just bring yourself up to seated. We're going to take the hands together at the heart center, so press the fingertips, the thumbs, the palms together. Drop the chin to the chest. And blink open the eyes, allow the light back in. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope that you found that was beautifully relaxing, but also hopefully a little insightful as well into what a Vinyasa class actually entails. That was a foundational Vinyasa class. Of course, there are 1,000 more variations that you can do with more flourish and perhaps fast movement, perhaps slower movement. A Vinyasa class is so variable, you will always find something different. But feel free to check out one of my flow classes on my channel if you want to know some more and want to get into Vinyasa or flow yoga. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I hope to see you again soon.